Are you a life coach who's looking to grow your business with the power of Facebook, specifically Facebook groups? Don't worry, I got you covered in this video.
We all win when we all win. We all win when we all win.
Hey there, my friend. I'm Super Sid,
the Marketing Shaman,
and I help life coaches and healers make their first or next 100K through profitable presentations. And today I'm going to go over with you exactly how you, can attract leads, attract prospects, essentially attract new high-paying clients into your life coach and healing business with Facebook groups. So let's rock and roll. So before we go into any strategies, I want to make sure that I cover what a Facebook group is. Okay, what a Facebook group is. And just, real brief here, but I want to go over specifically what it is so we can understand what it is that we're entering into when we're looking to find clients. So Facebook, obviously a social media platform, and they created this thing called groups, Facebook groups. And you can either be in a public group or you be in a private group, but essentially you're creating a group of like-minded people around a said topic, around a said theme, right? So like you can find Facebook groups around people who are looking for help with life coaches. You can find Facebook groups who are looking for help with PTSD. You can find Facebook groups who really like golf. You can find Facebook groups who really like certain actors or certain themes, or just Facebook groups for really anything out there. And the reason why Facebook groups are so powerful is because these Facebook groups are attracting people who want help with the same type of thing. They're attracting people who are thinking the same types of things, who believe in the same types of things. But ultimately, these are groups of people that you can enter into that can be a marketplace for you to be able to find your next client. So before I go into our first strategy of super Facebook group prospecting, I want to make sure to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I'm putting out new and exciting videos every single day showing life coaches and healers how to make their first or next 100K in their life coach and healing businesses. Make sure to click that button below and subscribe. So the first strategy I want to go over with you is what I classify as super Facebook group prospecting. And what this is a way for you as a life coach or healer to go and find Facebook groups, that are out there where you might be able to start attracting people to you, who would need your help. So I always want to make sure that I mention this, especially if you're on Facebook, doing this, We want to make sure that you put your, put your flag in the sand. We call this a profile funnel. Now I'm not going to go over in detail what this is, but we definitely want to go onto our personal profiles, let people know who we are and how we can help them. But if you're wanting more detail on how to build this, I put another video on here called the profile funnel that you can go down here and that you can watch in detail as I show you the 4 steps in creating your profile funnel so that you can start attracting leads to you online through these Facebook groups that we're going to be going over with here in this video, specifically the strategies right now. So these Facebook group strategies that we want to go into is you're entering into kind of like a marketplace, So usually what I tell my clients is I want you to go find usually around 10 Facebook groups to start. 10 Facebook groups. Now these Facebook groups can range anywhere between 100 people or 10,000 people, 100,000 people even some that have more than 100,000 people. But the amount of people in these Facebook groups isn't what matters. What matters is the amount of engagement. How many eyeballs are going to that Facebook group a day and looking for answers inside that Facebook group? That's the eyeballs that you're looking to grab. That you're looking to grab. Now there's a couple of different ways that we go in there and we get eyeballs on us. And one of those ways is that we put in questions into that group. We ask what we classify as engagement questions in the group that usually are going to align with the behavior, or going to be throwing rocks at a behavior. When we go in there and we throw these engagement questions, we're looking for people to respond to those questions so that we can identify them as who they are, and that we can get them basically following us on our profiles, get them as a friend so they can start seeing your content, or ultimately get them maybe into a lead magnet or a group that we have. The second way that we can really do this besides engagement questions is that we can do what I classify as a long story post. This is usually where you're telling a story of achievement of some kind, of some goal that you reached, where you're able to go in there and you're able to talk about this goal, which typically is a goal that a lot of people in those groups want to, specifically reach. And you're able to tell those goals in those groups by you reaching that goal in those groups by simply talking about the story of how you reached it and really touching on specific situations that a lot of the people or the people who want to reach that goal might run into, so that they can discover new things that you went through that they can prevent having to go through, so they're able to reach that goal even faster. Again, the same, kind of tactical strategies happens here. We're looking for people who engage, looking for people who comment, and then those people who engage and comment, we're able to get them in the comments, able to get and DM them and introduce ourselves, generate conversations with them, ultimately driving them to our profiles or profile funnels, like I mentioned earlier, and basically letting them know who we are, what it is that we do, and driving them to a place where we can help them, whether it be a lead magnet, a funnel, or possibly even a Facebook group that we're getting people into that can help them even further. All right, so let's talk about building your own Facebook group and how you can use your own Facebook group, right, to attract clients to you, on Facebook. And this is actually one of the most powerful strategies for you to attract people who are interested in interested in what it is in your superpower and ultimately what it is that you help people with, right? The solution that you provide to the problem out there. Right, but we want to make sure that we build the Facebook group right, we name it right, and ultimately we position it right, so that we can start attracting the right people to this Facebook group. And ultimately what we want to do is we want to follow a formula when we're building a Facebook group that is going to be X4Y. When we build following this formula, it's going to allow us to position this Facebook group in a way that's going to allow people who are searching or people who run across this Facebook group to know what this Facebook group is for and ultimately how you're going to be able to help people in this Facebook group. And we call this X4Y. And what X is going to stand for, X is going to stand for exactly what you are going to provide in that Facebook group. So I have a Facebook group called Building a Six-Figure Business for Life Coaches and Healers. So the Building a Six-Figure Business, what that's for is letting the people who come into the group know what it is and the goal that we're looking to achieve, right, for the people who are inside that Facebook group. And then you got the 4 right next to that, and then you have your why. Your why, as you can probably tell, is going to be who you are wanting to attract to that Facebook group that you're going to help with the X that you mentioned before. So again, mine's classified as Building a Six-Figure Business for Life Coaches and Healers. We're helping life coaches and healers build six-figure businesses through the strategies that we follow in that Facebook group. And if you're looking to want to join that Facebook group, I put a link down here in the description just so you go over there. It's an absolutely free Facebook group. You just ask a couple questions to make sure that we can help you when you enter that Facebook group or that you're a good fit for that Facebook group. But make sure that you come to that Facebook group if you're looking to make your first or next 6 figures as a life coach. Put that link down there in that description. Just click that link and you'll be able to enter that Facebook group. So are you using Facebook groups in any capacity? Do you have your own Facebook group or are you in other Facebook groups basically prospecting and looking for new leads and clients for your life coaching business? Let me know how it's going for you. Is it working? Let me know down there in those comments. So now you know the 2 strategies that you can really use to really, with going into other Facebook groups or building your own. I really want to go over with you the overall strategy that we like to teach our clients in regards to really growing their Facebook groups and getting a lot of eyeballs out of other Facebook groups on their specific offers and on them, essentially, so people can see exactly who they are and how they can help them. So what we want to do is I go into Facebook groups every single day and I'm looking to basically, lift emotion in those Facebook groups with those questions and of course with those stories and drive a certain behavior, get a comment, get an engagement. Now what I'm doing that is I literally am going to go and I'm going to do that, and then once they do that, there's 3 things that I'm going to do in that Facebook group that I went and just did that in. I'm going to acknowledge the fact that they engaged. So what I'll do is I will go in and I will respond to the comment to my post. And what I'll do is I will literally respond, a real response to this comment. I'll say, thanks, awesome. I'll ask a question to continue it or whatever it might be, but I'll make sure that I tag them in that, reply in a comment or whatever it is, reply to the engagement. I will tag them. Now, why do I do that? When I tag them in those Facebook groups, what's that do? It notifies them that I did that, right? It notifies them that I did that. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to basically visit their profile. Now, once I go visit their profile, what I'm going to do is I'm then going to send them a friend request. I'm going to send them a friend request. After I send them a friend request, I'm then going to go and I'm going to send them a message in Facebook acknowledging what just happened and basically continuing the conversation in that Facebook message. A lot of times when you're doing this is going to be a great way for you to, like I said, lift emotion and drive behavior. So now that you got their eyeballs, you're able to point those eyeballs where you want them to go. And a lot of times what we like to do is we're typically pushing some sort of what we classify as a lead magnet or sales funnel that's basically an automated sales message that's talking to people about, where we can take them to get them the help they're looking for. So a lot of times what I like to promote is my own Facebook groups or a specific offer that's going to be driving them into a Facebook group so that I can get them on my list and consistently be promoting my stuff in the way that I can help them to them. So what we're doing is we'll make sure that we build a profile funnel that we talked a little bit about earlier on. We want to make sure we build this profile funnel so when they go and visit our profiles, they can see who it is that we are and what it is that we can do to help them. We talk about profile funnels in another video here on my channel, so you can make sure to go and watch that video specifically around how you can build a profile funnel for your Facebook so that you can let people know who it is that you are and how it is that you can help them and ultimately funnel those people in to a spot and get their eyeballs on an offer of how you can specifically help them. But once they get past that profile funnel, or if I'm talking to them in that messenger, it's a very simple message of, hey, sounds like you'd be a perfect fit for my group. Sounds like you'd be a perfect fit for X. or whatever it might be. The great thing is not only are you now messaging them, guess what happens in Facebook? Since they just became a new friend, guess what they're probably going to see? They're probably going to see that next post that you put out. So if you're putting out a post that is going to help them, or you're on purpose about what you're posting on Facebook, this allows that message, that piece of content, to drive that behavior once more, even if they don't answer you in messages, or even, right, if they don't respond to messages, guess what happens? They are going to start seeing your content and ultimately purposely putting eyeballs on your content, eyeballs on how you can help them, and ultimately eyeballs on offers of them taking you up on how you can help them, and ultimately becoming a client for you in the future. Are you a life coach or healer who's looking to make your first or next 100K in your life coach or healing business in the next year? Well, then I'm running a free workshop here in the next couple of days called the Life Coach Launch. This is going to show you specifically how you can make your first or next 100K in your life coaching business in the next year. And I put down a link down here right now for you to click on so that you can make sure to claim your spot in that free workshop that we're having here this Wednesday. So make sure that you click on that link below and take action now so that you can come to this workshop and discover how you can make your first or next 100K as a life coach or healer real soon. Don't forget, we all win when we all win. Make the choice to win today. Click that link below and choose to come to this next live workshop so that you can make your first or next 100K in your life coach or healing business. I choose to win. Hope you choose to win by clicking on that link below. We'll see you next time.